Alright, welcome back Map 20-3. Today's lesson is basically a conclusion of compound interest and simple interest. I kind of call this compound interest and table. We are going to construct a table. You don't need to use rule or anything fancy like that. If you want, I'm not going to stop. Blank pieces of paper and workbook are recommended. I'm not recommend you to entirely go through workbook because solution is given. So here is what I'm going to do. Compound interest, first of all, is a unique way of investment or borrowing money type of calculation, mostly in interest as investment situation. Again, more detail, you need to check different type of financial institution and talk with financial advisor. In the end, however, it is important to understand the basic. It affects how much either semi-annually, monthly, quarterly, those kind of stopping point to check compound period we call, affects how much interest you get at the end. However, compound interest, yes, it's one step. But the thing is, it doesn't show how much it affects in each of those stopping point, which is compounding period. So we're gonna do some table building. We're gonna go through some of the amount that we are going to calculate. You don't need to show all the work for each of them, but we are gonna go through some as an example and then fill this table. So let's go with the example number 4. It is located on page 299. Calculate the value of interest of 5,000 that earns interest at rate of 2.95% per annum, compounded semi-annually for 3 years. Use a table to show the value of the investment at the end of each compounding period. So the reason we are using a table is because we want to know the current amount of investment plus our compound interest at every single stopping point. So that means if it's semi-annually, every 6 months. So let's write down, same thing as usual, what we know first. Principal amount we know, that's $5,000. What else do we know? We know the interest rate, 2.95%, which is 2.95 divided by 100, 0.0295. What else do we know? We know the total period was 3 years. What do we also know? We know the end value, semi-annually or semi-annually. That means it's every 2. These two play huge role because that means how much rows do we need to create? Well, if you think about 3 years, year 1, year 2, year 3, people think, oh, I can just have 1, 2, 3, first year, second year, third year. It's actually not. If it's semi-annually, let's think about it. We have a stopping point per 6 month, 6 month, 6 month, 6 month, every 6 month. So in fact, you need to think about first half of year 1, second half of year 1, first half of year 2, second half of year 2, first half of year 3, second half of year 3. You need to basically check a lot in this situation. And totally you want to have 6 type of interest periods. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's create our table. Let's create interest period for one of them. And I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we know that we have 6 different stopping point basically. And next one, we are gonna put basically our principal, and that's like at the beginning, each beginning. So what I mean by that is how much principal amount is that at the beginning. Some people say, Mr. Kim, isn't it 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 every part? No, it's not. The first one, you're correct, 5,000 as a start. But when it comes to second, remember you get interest. And then whatever the additional moolah that you have, that's how much you're gonna have it as a new principal per each situation. So have that in your mind. And now what you want to do, you want to have interest. Now interest is, well, I is equal to PRT. We're gonna use that. And that will be that. And when it comes to the last column, so how much total you have, which is P plus I, is what we're going to do. So let's talk about our first period. P, 5,000, multiplied by R, which is 0.0295, times by T, which was, if you think about it, this is where you need to be careful. We are talking about our checkpoint time. So don't use 3 year in here. You actually need to put half year. Why? Because it's semi-annually, which is 0.5. So 6 months in a year. So let's calculate this. 5,000 times by 0.0295 times by 0.5 basically give me $73.75. So now, if I try to find the total amount, I just need to do 5,000 plus 73.75, which is $5,073.75 is basically what I have as a total of first period, not the first year. When you go to the second beginning term, understand that this amount become my principal amount then, because it's build-ups, right? Now my I value, 5,073.75 times 0.0295 multiplied by 0.5. It's now tedious part, just punching the number in. 0.0295 times 0.5 give me 74.84. Give me 5,148.59. So as you may notice, these two periods is now become how much I earn at the end of 1 year. Something like that. So you can basically create a table like this. We generally use a program Excel. Excel does the math calculation for each of the column if you have an experience using it. If it's not, we're just repeating this process. Now, instead of me talking about the money amount, I'm just gonna punch the number in at the bottom. Multiply by 0.0295 times by 0.5 provides you. Now I'm just gonna put the value in here, 75.94 bucks. If I add them up together, you have 5,224.53 amount. I think this blocked the whole thing, so why not bringing the screen? So now for that amounts go down. Interest calculation first, multiply by 0.0295, then multiply by 0.5 gives me 77.06. Adding up together, then we have our new total amount. That's our second year, and now we are almost done. Just 2 more columns. rows, I guess, sorry. Multiply by 0.0295 multiplied by 0.5 provides you 78.20. Adding up together, $78.20 plus 5301.59, that equals to 79. Now our last part. Interest first, 0.0295 multiplied by 0.5, 79.35 cents. Adding up together, $5,459.14. That is basically how we can show bunch of an interest period and stopping point, I like to say, and how much you earn at each of those. That's what I want to point it out as today's lesson. Your to-do list for today is basically giving a shot on question number 9. So page 300 to whatever, number 9. And number, I guess, number 3 and 4. This is on page 300. That one is on page 302, 303. That's your to-do list for today.